Chancellor Stamp Art Connection. I have another shaker card for you. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. It's got that pretty glitter in it. So since we're doing shaker cards this afternoon, I'm going to demonstrate another one. For this shaker card, I'm going to be using the Merriest Wishes bundle, and I'm going to open this up and show you that I organized my stamps and my framelits using those magnetic sheets again. And we're going to be using this framelit here, and we're going to be using this little circle and this framelit, which is the it's a little ornament, and I'm having trouble getting it off with my nails, so I'll have to come back to that. And that's really it with this one. We're then going to use the Christmas pines, and I'm going to be using this really pretty pine bow that's going to we're going to stamp so we can hang our ornaments on. I'm also going to be using glimmer paper, which is what we're going to use our framelits, and some gold foil. The base of our card is going to be real red, and the card we're going to stamp on and we're going to do our cutting, that's going to be our for our window sheet, is going to be the I believe this is garden green, and this will be 5 1/4 by 4 inches. The base of our card, of course, being our 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I'm going to be using this this baker's twine. It comes out of the baker's twine trio pack, and it's the pretty gold. I'm going to have some glitter, because I'm going to do that for the inside. Use this for the inside, the sentiment. I have my big chunky craft glitter that I'm going to be using, and then this is going to be for my bow, and this is that really pretty gold ribbon. I think it's 1 1/8 that's on in the catalog. So other than that, I think that's it. Just the regular products, like you're going to need some of the foam adhesive strips and some dimensionals and snail, and I will be using some of the garden green to stamp my pine bow. And I think that's it. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm using my Merriest Wishes stamp set, and out of here I have taken out, this space is missing because I'm going to use the Be Joyful sentiment on the outside of my card. But this is my green. I'm going to take out this framelit, and then I'm going to use my glimmer paper to cut my my ornament. Now, I will tell you that I have seen some suggestions that if you cut a intricate die with the glimmer paper, to turn it this side. I've done both. I've cut on an ornament with this side, and I've cut an ornament using this side. I will have to tell you that the ornament that's cut on this side comes out better and is a little cleaner than if you turn it over. So that is what I would recommend in cutting your ornaments, using your thin die adapter plate on your Big Shop. Now for this one, this is going to be where we're going to cut our window for our shaker card. So I want to place this, and I'm going to use my magnetic plate. I'm going to place this right about there and cut that out. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out these two with my Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut out my window with my framelit. So I'm going to put that away, and there is the front of my card. I have also cut out the ornament using the glimmer paper. Now, the ornament that I cut out on this side has very rough edges and was very, very hard to clean up. In fact, in trying to poke out the little pieces, I actually kind of broke a little piece off there. So it was a lot harder to clean this piece up if I cut my glimmer paper upside down. This one I cut the glimmer paper with my die on top of the glimmer paper, and even though I did have to go and I had to do some poking with my precision tool, this right here, it cleaned up beautifully, and it has a nice flat back where I can put my adhesive, and I didn't have any of the problems with poking out. Now here I just see one that I didn't poke out, and all I have to do is just kind of get it and kind of flick it off with my nail. I push it through and then I kind of pick it off. There you go. The part that we're going to do next is we're going to take this piece and I'm going to put it on my magnetic cutting plate like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take this little round piece right here. Okay, so it was this little round piece that I had a hard time getting out. I'm going to take that, and this happens to be the same size as the smallest circle in the layering circle dies. This circle right here, exact same size as this one, which comes with this bundle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my my ornament, and I'm going to put this circle, and you notice I'm using my magnetic plate. I'm just going to line it up and ensure that I get that in the center. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it because that's how I'm going to cut out my inside. Okay, so I've used my Big Shot and I've cut it out and came out pretty good. Little bit close over here on this edge. It's kind of hard to really tell, but it's close enough. And then I have a nice little round piece here. So that is my my ornament. So I'm going to put that aside. Got my ornament. I'm going to put my framelit away. And I think I have all my pieces and parts are in here. Oh, I also have to cut out two of the little round ornaments using this little framelit right here. So I'm cutting out these two little ornaments with glimmer paper. Okay, so I have those cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and put that away. Okay, so I'm going to take the pine bough from this set, the Christmas pine set, and I'm going to put aside my glimmer pieces. Take my the front of my stamp set, and I'm going to use some garden green And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink this up. And I see that I've got I got a little sloppy. I just want to get that. Well, I got all kinds of ink on the edge. I don't like that. So I'm going to clean my stamp because I want a cleaner image. So let me clean this off and start again. Okay, so just going flat. All right, so I'm going to stamp my pine bough, and I'm going to go like that. And I may go ahead and take this. See, I stamped it like that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp another piece right about here, kind of coming across the top. Okay, so I have 2 pine boughs on the top of my card. Okay, I'm going to clean my stamp. Found my window sheet. So just going to put it around my card here. There we go. So now I have a window sheet, and that's going to be my gold behind my card. So I'm going to take the my ornament, and my ornament is going to fit beautifully right inside that cutout. Okay, and all I have to do now is I have to paste that onto this acetate. Now I'm going to show you a machine that I found. It's made by Xyron. Here it is. Okay, it's a create a sticker machine. What you do is I'm going to take this very intricate piece, I'm going to slip it in here, and I'm going to pull this out this side. And what I'm going to get is I'm going to get my cutout with a sticky back. Okay, and before I take this off, I want to make sure that I kind of get rid of as much of the sticky between the little holes by using a gummy eraser. Okay, so I'm just going around all the little holes with the corner of my gum eraser, and I'm just trying to clean up any of the adhesive that may have spread into those holes before I pull it off and then put it on my acetate. Okay, so now I'm going to pull it off. And I'm going to place it, and I'm going to flip this around so you can see. There it is. I'm going to place it on my acetate. I really need to start here at the top where that fits, and then just kind of work it around. And there you go. And I think I can clean up some of this, because right here inside you're going to see that there might be a little bit of the adhesive, and I just want to take this and just kind of touch it up to make sure that I kind of clean those little holes out. Okay, so there's our ornament. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this over because I'm going to build my shaker card. And let me grab a piece of, here it is. And grab my strips. I'm going to go ahead and put this around my shape. And I'm putting it on the outside because I think it's going to look really pretty on the outside of my shape. It's going to look really nice. Push that against there. Come around the edge. Come around the top of my ornament. Get my clippers, and I'm just going to kind of cut it so that it's very tight against the other edge. See how tight I kind of push those together because I don't want any of my glitter to get out. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm going to put my glitter, and I'm going to use my big fat chunky glitter again. And I think I can go ahead, let's see how this one, is this one a shaker? Yeah, I think I can go ahead and just kind of shake it out over here. And I'm going to have to use my handy dandy tweezers, which I can't seem to find, to pick up some of these other pieces. Throw them back in play here. Make sure I get all my glitter. Okay, that's good enough. Now, having done all that, I can now take my gold, and I'm just going to place my gold right over and adhere that. And boom, isn't that pretty? There's our shaker card. So I'm going to take my gold embossing powder, and I'm going to emboss my sentiment here. And because I didn't do this first, I got a little bit of a lump there. So I'm just going to come back here and trim my gold paper a little bit so that I have more of a flat surface right here. I'm going to take my Versamark and my Be Joyful. Oops, I don't want to forget this, because I always do. I take my embossing buddy, and I'm going to do my Be Joyful now, and I'm going to do it right here. Boom. And I'm going to take my gold embossing powder very carefully, because I don't want to get it all over my ornament. Sure. Just making sure I get it over my letter. Okay, and I see a little bit that's up here that I'm going to get rid of. Just going to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so let me emboss. There it is, isn't that pretty? There's my Be Joyful. So now I'm going to put this down and I'm going to get my little ornaments. And I'm going to take a piece of this twine and I'm going to fold the twine in half. I'm going to thread my ornament right here. Okay. See that? I'm going to take another piece. This is really nice twine. This is just really nice. It feels good. It's easy to work with. And how did I do this? Yeah, I did it this way. You just got to kind of pinch it and shove it through that little hole, and it will go. It will. It doesn't want to, but you just got to kind of, there you go, kind of work it. Okay, there we go. So we got that piece and that piece. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to have one low and one high. Okay, and I think I'm going to do this one up here on this piece and this one on this one. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to tie a knot and the other card I made, I actually used thread, the gold thread, which was much harder to use. It was harder to manage. Okay, so that one is there. And I'm going to, I don't know if maybe I cut this too short. I don't think I can make a bow. I may have cut this a little bit too short. Because what I want to do is I want to tie a bow. And it's not looking like it wants to play. So instead of a bow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my piercer and I'm going to just kind of separate this to make this kind of loose like that. Okay, almost like a tassel. So it's going to look like a tassel at the end of my knot. Okay, this one, let's see. So this one's going to go here as a tassel, and this one's going to go much longer. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tie a knot. If you do want a bow, I guess you're going to have to use more baker's twine. I didn't think that was going to be a problem. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take my piercer and I'm just going to kind of shred these threads from this baker twine. I'm just going to shred them all apart and make them kind of fall apart a little bit. Okay. Then I am going to trim them. See, not a nice little tassel right there? Can you see that? So I'm going to trim them so I have a tassel. I'm just going to leave it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a dot. I'm going to roll this dot with my finger so that it kind of becomes more of a little circle that I'm going to just place on this knot right here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and place that on my bow right there. And actually I'm going to have to lower this. Okay, and the reason why I lowered it is I put the knot a little bit below my bow because I want that to kind of show right there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm taking one of these circles and I'm just going to roll it with my finger till I get a nice ball. And then I'm going to place it on this knot right here. And it just occurred to me I probably could have double knotted it, so I would have had a bigger knot in order to place my my little glue dot with. And I'm going to put this one right about here. So there you go. I have those two. So now I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of each one of these and kind of bring them down. So let's grab this dimensional here, put it in the back of this one. And before I take my dimensional off, I'm going to kind of bend my little ornament. I'm going to bend the edges kind of down, and what I want to achieve is kind of make this kind of rounded instead of flat. I don't know if you can see how I'm kind of rounding it a little bit. Okay, kind of curling the edges. I'm pinching them like that. Then I'm going to take this off, and what that's going to do is it's going to make my ornament look like it's kind of round instead of flat. So again, I'm going to take this, I'm going to kind of bending these corners, these edges under around this ornament. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and get another dimensional, put it back here, and there you go. It's pretty good, huh? Does that look straight? Yeah, I think it looks pretty straight. Okay, so now I can put this on my card like that. Okay, and I'm going to use my some of my strips because I want my card to stand up. And I'm just going to bend these around just like that. Let's go ahead and clip that there. And I'm going to do that one there. Okay, so I'm just using my adhesive strips as a dimensional for my card to stand up on my card base. Pull those. I have my card going this way, so I'm just going to go ahead and place this right there. And there you go. Isn't that pretty? I think that is just gorgeous. So for the inside of my card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and I'm going to create this inside, and it's simply using the Happy Christmas, and I'll show you that card set in a minute, and then with some really pretty washi tape. For the inside of my card, I'm using my favorite sentiment here from the Oh What Fun stamp set, Happy Christmas. And I'm also going to use this little piece right here from the Forever Evergreen stamp set. It's really kind of a neat little ornaments. So I'm going to show you that now. So I have my Merry Christmas here. I'm using real red, and I don't know what is going on with me. I have got red all over the place. So hopefully I can make this perfect. And let me go ahead and move my Xyron and clean my stamp straight away. So my stamp set's clean, ready to go for the next time. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to take out this itty bitty little piece right here, which I think is just so cute. It's these little stars. Let me get a little block. I'm going to get this little block right here. So I'm going to put my little stars here, and I think I'm going to use my Versamark because I want to use my glitter. So here's my Versamark. And what I'm going to do with these little guys is I'm going to hang them off. I'm going to hang them off my Christmas. And they go perfectly, line them perfectly off that S. Now I'm going to take my red glitter. We're going to glitter that up. Okay, and gosh darn, I forgot to use my embossing buddy, but I think I have enough here that I can just kind of move some of this aside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and emboss that. Isn't that pretty? I have that embossed now, and those look, they fit perfectly right over that that S as it comes down. So from the Warmth and Cheer washi tape, yep, Warmth and Cheer washi tape, I'm going to go ahead and take out this really neat design here, and I'm going to put that up here. And I'll tell you, I have done some really nice insides of cards using washi tape. It's fast, and it really makes the inside of your cards pop. Sometimes I don't really know what to do with washi tape on the outside of a card. It doesn't always lend itself to some of the ideas I have, but I'm really liking the ability to use it and mix and match it with the colors that come in the catalog. So there's the inside of my card. So now I'm going to look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't that just pop? So now we will adhere this to the inside of my card. And voila! Look at that. The joyful, gorgeous shaker card. Nice and glittery with the beautiful gold embossing. And Happy Christmas with a little bit of glitter on the inside, and that green really kind of sets it off. So there you go. Two great cards on how to do some making a glitter shaker card with the Merriest Wishes stamp set, using these really neat framelit dies, cutting out the inside, and having a really nice card. Not really that hard once you kind of get into it. So hope you like it. Please like my video. I'm Kat Chancellor, Stamp Art Connection. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm glad you spent the afternoon with me. God bless.